A good instructor will start to get burned out at around the 15 client session mark. You really can't do much more than that 5 days a week. If you can think of a benefit of exercise physiologically, not maybe psychologically, but physiologically, strength training provides all of it. So you don't need aerobic exercise if you're strength training properly. I've had a lot of clients say, I'm addicted to this. And what they are is they're addicted to how good they feel. They're addicted to how not bad they feel anymore.
I started the show and I continue the show to bring valuable conversations to small business owners, entrepreneurs, founders, startups, and the like. Conversations about marketing, about networking, about business development, sales, finance, leadership, and all the things that go with running a business to try and move the needle away from the high failure rate that business owners experience, much higher than it needs to be if you take the time to learn the basics, learn the fundamentals, and learn from the guests that we bring on the show. It's incumbent upon the business owner who wants to be successful to find the information that's out there to learn. So we hope that the guests that you hear and the conversations we have are valuable and help you in your business and hopefully help us move the needle a little bit. If you have any suggestions, please write the show, introduce us to guests that we'll have on the show. How can you help us, though, continue to help you? First, please subscribe to the channel. The more subscribers we have, the more eyeballs we get, the more things we can bring to the show, the more resources we'll have to bring you quality content. Like us, if you listen to the audio version, leave us a 5-star review wherever you can. If you follow our posts, if you see our posts, please share those posts, share the content, and link back to our law firm website, which helps us to continue our SEO marketing and grow our firm and help small business owners. I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to thank you for being a listener, and I want to thank you for staying a listener. Oh, Fred, so thanks for joining me. By the way, if the screen looks a little blurry on your end, it goes clear when it's done video recording. So you're all, okay. Don't worry about that part of it. Sure. What was I going to say? Well, thanks for coming on the show. And I have not had a lot of people who have fitness businesses. There's a guy in my town that I was introduced to. We haven't connected. I think he's franchising too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, different, concept than you have. But maybe we want to go backwards and, talk to me about your background, your training, where you grew up, how you got into fitness, and that kind of stuff.
Oh boy, yeah, that was a long time ago, Mitch. Let me think back on that. Well, I've been I've been in this industry now since about 1987, 88. Okay. I was working as a personal trainer, actually as a physical therapy aide, personal trainer, strength trainer for the Hospital for Joint Diseases Sports Medicine Center. And that's in Manhattan.
Sure.
And I was in charge of all the strengthening protocols. So, you'd go skiing, you'd break your knee, the doctor would fix your knee, you go to PT, and I was put in charge of building your strength so that you're ready for discharge. So during that time, I started reading everything I could about strength training and resistance training, because if you only had 8 weeks of physical therapy, I had to figure out a way, how can I make you as strong as possible in that short of a period of time? Right. So I read a lot about high intensity training, Nautilus training, and was implementing all of those techniques and using very slow controlled repetitions because they were injured. So this was a safer way.
Right. And they can't just extend their stay for another month. This is the hospital. They got to get them out, right?
Yeah, right. Because you got people coming in all the time.
Right.
So during that time, I was working for the head of orthopedic surgery, and I was there for about 6 months. And he was standing in the window, and he looked at me and he pointed to me and he goes, "Come here." And so I go into his office, and I thought I was getting fired. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I was in trouble. Yeah. And he goes, "What are you doing with my patients?" And I said,
I didn't, whatever it was, I didn't mean it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Right. It wasn't me. And he says, "I've never seen my patients get this strong, this fast. What are you doing?"
So it was working really well.
So to make a long story short, he and I eventually opened up our own physical therapy clinic together. He was so impressed by the results that we opened up a physical therapy clinic at New York Methodist Hospital in Brooklyn. And so the idea was, you go skiing, you break your knee, doctor fixes your knee, you go to PT. But at our physical therapy clinic, not only do you get traditional PT, but you get a personal trainer, a certified personal trainer, who doesn't just train your leg.
Yeah.
He strengthens your neck, your back, your arms
Because it's all
in,
connected, right?
yeah, in a
Yeah.
fraction of the time you would get from a traditional physical therapist just trying to strengthen your legs.
So it was an outpatient clinic, or was it a clinic for the people that were in the hospital?
No, outpatient clinic.
Outpatient, so they could come and
And
go.
then, yeah, and then once physical therapy was over, once that it was done, you could stay
Yeah,
as
you
a
could
personal
keep
training
training.
client.
Right. I
Right. So
understand.
it
So
was
it's
a
kind of
unique
like a
concept.
gym hybrid type of a clinic, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So let me
So
ask you a question though. I'm gonna go in '87. You said it said. So how old were you at that point?
80, I was 28.
Okay, so you're a little bit older than me. So I was like in the middle of college at that point. So
Yeah.
what would like why'd you take this job? Were you always into athletics and training and like what was your back when you were younger than that before? You didn't just go get a job and say I'm going to do this.
No, I was actually in the theater, and I was
Oh,
an actor and a stage
oh,
manager.
oh, interesting.
And then
I'm
I
glad I asked.
transitioned into into being an actor, and I hated waiting tables. I couldn't stand it, and I was
Yeah,
always into fitness, into martial arts. So I was trying to find a way to make a living in that
doing
field.
that instead of waiting tables.
Right. So
Makes sense. So you gave
yeah.
up the acting career to do this
Once
full time.
I met my wife and we started having kids, you know, you
Bills
need
to
to make some
pay,
money,
and
honey.
yeah,
So
gotta like get into business, right?
yeah,
Yeah, the dream's over now, Fred. Come on, we gotta get real about this.
yeah, that's right. Wake up, snap out of
Yeah.
it, buddy.
So then what? But you when you got the job at the first hospital in Manhattan, where were you coming from? I'm sure they didn't hire you like fresh off the boat, and you had no experience, right? So had you
How
been
did I get
training,
that
doing
job?
other? Yeah, had you were you doing other physical training and stuff?
No, I was dating the head of physical therapy.
Oh, that would do it. That's
So
a
she
good
got
way
me in
in.
the door as a certified trainer.
Okay,
Yeah,
and then that's where you started kind of developing your
that's right.
what's become your methodology.
That's right. What the method I use today is essentially almost identical to what I was using at the hospital for sports medicine,
That's
joint
very
diseases, sports medicine center.
very
Yeah,
interesting. So it was a lot. Some of it was happenstance, and some of it was their luck that they got you, because who
that's a
knows
nice
what
way to
the other
put it.
guy they would have. Well, they hired the other guy, right? This would none of this would have happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And then when I left the physical therapy clinic that he and I opened,
yeah. That's the one in
insurance,
Brooklyn,
that's the one in New York Methodist Hospital in Brooklyn, right?
right?
Insurance companies started paying less and less and less and less and less. So we were unable to keep that private,
Yeah,
one-on-one training going. So one thing led to another. And then in 1998, I opened up the gym where I'm sitting now, where we just focus on one-on-one private, slow motion, high intensity strength training. And
so
I've
I see. So you did that for a while with him in Brooklyn, but because it wasn't part of the hospital anymore, the billing wasn't really insurance based, so they stopped paying it, treating it, right? That wasn't
Yeah,
like,
insurance companies
yeah.
were when we opened it in the first
Okay,
year, paying like $75 for rehabilitate. You have a code,
yeah,
and it's like 6'4", 6'9", said it's rehabilitative
yeah, the
exercise,
CPT
and
codes, right?
and you'd pay 75 bucks. You charge $75, and you get 75 bucks.
Yeah,
Within a year and a half, 2.5 years, we would bill for 75 bucks, and we'd get a check for $6.49.
yeah, because they had capped things and it was all changing at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
so
wasn't sustainable.
it wasn't sustainable. No.
All right, so let me ask you this question then. You open your own studio. Did he work with you? Did you guys open it together when you were out of the hospital, or no? You went on your own.
No, he kept that clinic going, and it just slowly became a traditional mill personal. No more personal training, just
Right, just
PT.
moving patients in and out of
Right,
there.
and that wasn't what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So we parted ways,
Okay.
and I opened up Slow Burn Personal Training here in 1998. I left that clinic in 1997, and I
Okay.
opened up this in 1998.
So it took a while to get your money together and to find a place and to sign a lease and to get your
Yeah,
equipment, right? And the whole thing. So
yeah.
where was the first location? This location was in
Right
Brooklyn.
here where I am now, in the Upper West Side.
Oh, so you've stayed there the entire time?
I have been here going strong since 1998.
That's 27 years, right?
Yeah. Yeah. In 2028, it'll be our 30th year anniversary.
Boy, I wonder how
Yeah.
many people in your neighborhood have been there for 30 years, unless they live there. But
About a dozen have stayed with me since I opened. A few have passed
clients,
away.
let's call them.
It's
I'm sure.
yeah,
Yeah, you get older people.
yeah,
So, okay, so take, I don't know if you can do this, but take me
yeah,
back
sure.
to 97, 98. So
Mhm.
what did you do? I mean, look, a lot of people say, okay, I'm going to start this business, and it's overwhelming, right? To a lot of
Yeah,
people, and you've come a long way. So
yeah,
do you remember like how you got started? What did you do? Did you have to put
yeah.
together a
I
business
do.
plan to get a loan from a bank? What?
Yeah. So what I did was, I when I left, I went directly into a place called the Training Floor on the Upper East Side, where
Okay.
personal trainers could just come in. You'd have to pay the owner of the place like
Right.
20% of what you were getting. And I
Okay.
started slowly building up a very strong client base there, saving up money. And at the same time, I was looking and looking. I would get up sometimes at 4 o'clock in the morning to
Yeah.
see if I could find business listing rentals so I could get there first. And
So you wanted to rent your own place.
I wanted to rent my own place because I was doing so much business at the training floor. I said to the owner, "Hey, listen, can we cap what I'm paying?
Right. Because now
The
your
amount of money
rent
I'm
is,
giving you is your
yeah.
rent."
Yeah. And you're
So
paying too much, right?
yeah, so
Yeah.
he said no, and I said okay, bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
So that
looked
was
for a
almost like
place.
your first co-working space almost, right? You
That's right.
basically were co-training in the
Yeah,
space. Okay,
yeah,
but it
and
got you
he
started,
probably
right?
had 10 or 15 rogue trainers that would come
Yeah,
and go, but I
right,
was the only one that was building and building and building and building.
right.
And so what dawned on me, why should I give him the money?
Yeah,
I get
20%
I'll,
is steep. Yeah, it's
I'll
much
get
too
my
much.
own place.
Right,
Right, it is.
exactly. Okay.
So I
But
did,
at that
and
point, so but that's good though, right? Because you had clients at that point, right? Who
I
could
had 17 people.
that you could take with you. Obviously, you own them, so they come with you, and you open your new place. Did you have to do a lot of fit up to get the place ready? I mean, did you? I don't know
Yeah,
what your routine is, but do you need a lot of equipment and stuff,
yeah.
or not really?
When I found this place on the Upper West Side,
Yeah,
and by the way, this space that I'm in now
yeah,
is where. Have you ever heard of Sarah Beth's Kitchen?
yes,
Sarah Beth, famous jellies and jams.
yeah.
This was where she invented. This space is where she invented her very first jar of jelly,
Nice.
and now she has an empire.
Yeah.
So
Was
when
she in this space or in the building?
she lives on the fifth floor,
Okay.
and this was her offices.
Oh, okay.
And in the back was a stove, and that's where she made her first batch of jelly. And when
Interesting.
I rented the place, she came downstairs to say hi and welcome, and then she looks at me and she goes, really good things happen in this place.
Okay. Well, there's a
And I
good
was like,
juju. Yeah.
yeah, it was like a juju, right? So moment. So yeah, so then I had to scrape the floors. I borrowed $7,000 from my mother-in-law, my
Okay.
wife's mom.
Yeah.
I had some savings, so it cost me, I don't know, like 20 grand to
Right.
buy all the equipment, clean it, paint it, build walls,
Right.
put up a chandelier, whatever. And little by little by little, I hired a trainer, then another trainer, then another trainer. We grew. We had 30, we had 60, we had 90, and currently I have close to 200 uh, active clients.
Hmm.
And then in 2015, I
Okay.
opened up the facility in Montclair.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah,
Got it. Now,
and that's
do you
and
feel
that's
that you?
experiencing its 10th year anniversary this year.
Oh, it's been there for a while. Where in Montclair is it?
It's in Watchung Plaza.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Right.
So did you always have the vision of building the business the way you're building it? Because look, there's a lot of people in your business that are just trainers, right? And they
Yeah.
like in this co-working space, they're rogue and they're training people and they work at a
Mm-hmm.
gym or whatever.
Yeah.
But did you always have it like, I'm going to build this thing and make it into a business for myself?
Um, well,
Yeah.
not at first because I thought the physical therapy clinic we were gonna expand that.
Right. That was your
But
vision
then,
with the doctor.
right. So
Yeah.
when the insurance payments dried up,
Yeah.
then I had a new vision, and that vision was to have this space that I have now, and the finest or the very best, the very safest and personal one to one training. Like we don't do any group training. I
Right.
don't
There's no
believe in group
members who
training.
come and do their own workouts there. No.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, it's just by appointment only. You come at 9 a.m. You're out at 9:24 a.m. Next client's at 9:30, and we do that not round the clock, but from 6
Right.
a.m. till about 8 p.m. 7 days a week.
Right. And I got to believe it's pretty high clientele, right? Because,
Yeah,
it's wonderful as everybody wants to do one-on-one training. It's still a luxury thing that, you're not getting
it is.
insurance for it, right? So they got to be able to pay
Yeah,
for it. And I'm sure you're not cheap. So, yeah.
yeah.
So,
No, it's a going rate. It's a going rate. But the
yeah,
nice thing about our system is most, like if you go to the Equinox, they're going to tell you to come at least 3 times a week. Better to
right.
come 5 days a week. We tell our people to come once, twice at the most. So it's much in totality, it's
Right.
much less expensive than traditional personal training.
Well, are they
But
also
personal
going to
training
a
is
gym?
expensive.
Yeah. Are some of these people going to a gym the other days? They're doing their
No,
own
there's no need to.
workouts?
I mean, if they
No?
do, they
Yeah.
can, but there's no need to.
Interesting.
Strength, that's the beauty of strength training.
Yeah.
Strength training provides if you can think of a benefit of exercise physiologically, not maybe psychologically, but
Yeah.
physiologically,
Yep.
strength training provides all of it. So you don't need aerobic exercise if you're strength training properly.
Okay.
Mhm.
Interesting. Now let's talk about business building, right? So
Yeah.
you you probably relied on the clinic and the hospital to be a feeder system at first, right? When you
Hmm.
get started. So now you go out on your own because I'm a sales guy. I'm always interested in the business development side of it because that's like I was just talking to somebody this morning. That's the
Yeah.
piece that's missing, right? If you're going to start your business, you want your clients, and the way you did it was you moved to this space. You had some clients, right? But
Yeah.
you obviously really built it up. So what was the whole business development model?
Well, so yeah, I would. There's a lot of thoughts about that, but I
Yeah.
read several books,
Okay.
and one was, I think the most influential book I read was "Jumpstart Your Business Brain" and "Jumpstart Your Marketing Brain" by Doug Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then I also read "Good to Great, Built to Last,"
Yeah.
and I also read several other books on marketing that taught me how to. Seth Godin. I don't
Yeah.
know if you ever heard of him. He used to
Yep.
actually be a client of mine. So
Oh,
he's one
okay.
of the world's greatest marketers.
Nice.
He
Yeah,
wrote the book Purple
definitely.
Cow and
Right.
All Marketers Are Liars and the whole thing.
Right.
So I engulfed myself in those books, and I learned a lot about the customer experience and how delighting your customers is and giving them what they actually came for,
Right.
and more than they expected,
Yeah.
is the very best marketing tool that exists. It's better than putting an ad in a new. I don't care if you're a millionaire. You put a full spread ad in the Wall Street Journal. It ain't better than
Right.
making the client that you have delighted,
Right. Yeah, because the
because then
cost
they
of
shout
acquisition
about
with
you.
somebody new, right? They tell everybody that they know exactly because they had a great
Right.
experience.
So,
They want to share their experiences. That's what we do as
yeah,
human beings. So that was kind of
yeah,
contagious. Like that worked.
yeah, that worked very, very well. In fact, like for example, when we're looking at at the P&L, and you're like, what should I pay? And
Right.
they say, wow,
Yeah.
you're buying the most expensive toilet paper, friend. Why don't you buy the Scott tissue? It's because Scott tissue is horrible, and the
Right.
most expensive toilet paper is really good, and
Right.
people really like it. So, and it's amazing how little things like that, good Kleenex, like with the lotion in it, and
Right.
little
Yeah.
things like
Doesn't
that
make your nose feel.
really
Yeah.
make people happy.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So attention to detail. So because I
yeah,
guess more so than like other things, you want people to come and have an experience, right? To leave, feel
yes,
better, they're working hard, and then like almost like they're at a spa, but they're training, right?
right. I've had a lot of clients say, I'm addicted to this. And what they are is they're addicted to how good they feel.
Yeah,
They're
of
addicted
course.
to how not bad they feel anymore.
Right. And now you know that if they go somewhere else, like in the gym, they're gonna have not have a good experience. They're gonna come right back.
Not even
They're gonna
close.
be like,
Not
this
even
is
close.
terrible. Yeah,
I've had
exactly. I
that
mean,
happen a lot. I had a woman the other day come back after 15 years
really?
of not being here. And she said, literally, she said this to me, Fred, everything you said about Pilates, you were right.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
well,
And she
took you
should have come
15
back
years to
15 years
figure that
ago.
out, but
Right,
okay.
exactly.
Hey, look, better late than never, right?
Right, exactly. All right.
Yeah.
So then how do you remember how many, we'll call them clients, I guess, right?
Hmm.
How many, it's
Yeah.
not patients isn't the right word,
Yeah.
clients you
Clients.
brought on before you said, okay, time to hire and train another trainer? Do you remember?
When my, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
When my schedule was full, Like I was literally training maybe 15, 16, 17 clients a day, 7 days a week.
That's a
And then a
lot.
new client would come in and say, what's available? And
Right.
I'm like,
No room.
nothing.
Yeah. Right.
So as soon as that happened, that's when and then this way, when that instructor was hired, the certified qualified instructor was hired, I could then take a lot of the people I was training, put them here with them,
Right.
and then build them. And then I was open. So it was,
Then you can fill your dance card up.
right. And I do it that way today as well. Yeah.
So you
Although
bring
now
somebody
I
on
train
and you
very few
fill them
people.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, because you really run the business now.
Yeah.
Yeah, growing the business. That's interesting. Okay, so you kind of knew from a modeling standpoint but I assume the training sessions weren't an hour each. You couldn't be doing 15, 17 hours a day for 7 days a week. That'd be, you'd drop, right? So
No,
were they half an hour training sessions? 30
I'm
minutes?
sorry.
There were 30-minute training sessions?
Yeah. Well, we used to do 15-minute training sessions too, but
Oh,
that we ran into problems with that because if people came 5 minutes late, like if you
messed
have a
up the whole
30-minute session and
schedule.
you're 5 minutes late, I can still give you a really good workout.
Right.
So we stuck to the 30-minute sessions. They really last about 24, 25 minutes. You have the instructor has a few minutes of breathing room in there. Then you train the next one. So yes. So a good instructor will start to get burned out at around the 15 client session mark. You really can't do much more than that 5 days a week.
Right.
You just,
Yeah,
too
especially
much.
since you own the business, you're probably working harder than these guys and you got more energy. So they're just taking a job. Do you pay them per client? Like
Yes.
they don't get a salary, right?
No, I can't do a
It's like a hair
salary.
salon. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's more per client because that seems to be the very best way that I have discovered to be able to run a small business, have it run
Right.
well. Because
Yeah.
if you have a salary and there's no incentive to do anything, you're getting the money anyway.
Right.
And I'm not saying that people are trying to scam you, but
No, but it's you have a lot of risk that way. People
yeah, you do.
cancel, and then you're stuck with because I
Right.
assume that. Well, how does the what's the price model? Do people pay a monthly fee? Do they pay per session? Do they buy sessions at a clip?
Yeah, they buy. We offer, although from a marketing standpoint, I don't think I did this quite the right way because I offer 4 different packages.
Okay.
A 16, a 32, a 50, and a 100 session package. Each larger package, the price per session goes down.
Of course.
So it behooves you to invest in a larger package.
Right.
Even though I make more money on the smaller packages per session, I don't care. I would rather somebody stuck with it for the long haul.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
So
it helps you in 2 ways, right? It helps you having a very satisfied customer because they're through the process and they stay with you and you're working with them. Right. Couple of sessions, you work with them, they really won't do much for them.
Yeah.
Plus,
and from a small business perspective, they do say that a small business is worth service-based business is worth more if you have a monthly, like every month I charge you. So
subscription based, right?
But you want to know something? People hate that.
Yeah,
they don't like it. They're like, I don't want you to charge my credit card if I don't give you permission. And so this way,
right.
And then what happens if they only come twice and then their boss sends them to China?
Right.
Then they can't show up for 2 months. I'm not going to charge them.
Right. Well, that's what gyms hope for, right? They charge you $20 a month. They hope that out of the 3,000 members, only 1,000 come. So
gyms hope you don't come.
Gym. Right. Exactly.
Right. We hope you do come.
You want them to come. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I think that nowadays people are accepting these things more, subscriptions, like my barbershop, I pay a monthly fee and I can't go unlimited, but I get my haircut every month. I don't worry about it. I just show up and do it. I didn't used to do that. It's just kind of something we're kind of accepting, like credit cards right now. We're adding fees to credit cards, which I had a lot of clients and friends and they were like, I'm not doing that with my business. I deal with a lot of business owners. I'll upset my clients. Well, now people are kind of saying, yeah, we understand, you're not raising your prices. So instead we'll pay the fees. They pay it at restaurants, you pay it, whatever. So you're right. From a valuation standpoint, the ability to have steady cash flow and to know that at the first of the month, your 200 clients pay X, whether they come or they don't come. And it's upon them to make sure that they come. Something to be said for that. But you're very concerned about the client experience
That's right.
and keeping your clients satisfied, because you get a lot of play out of that.
That's right.
A lot of
Making
PR.
right, making money and being successful for me is how well I'm administering the product, not how sneaky I can be to make more money. I mean, sneaky might be the
Right.
wrong word, but not trying to
No, but
find
you don't have to be Mr. Efficient,
avenues.
right? You can still, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
right.
and that
Yeah.
then
And
people
by the
appreciate that.
way,
And
at this point, I'm sure you don't have those problems, right? Because you have multiple trainers now and you have multiple,
yeah,
there's a lot of things going on. So it's not like they're all going to fall off the table at the same time. It just
no,
doesn't
no, no, no,
happen
no.
that
And
way.
right now,
Right.
I have a wait here. I have a waiting list now of almost 70 of well, this person isn't coming, but like 17 people that want to get into this gym and start training. So
That you
business
don't have
is not,
slots for.
my problem is finding qualified instructors. Now that is the
I'm
most
sure that's a
difficult
big
thing
problem.
I have found. Yeah, like
Yeah. That
finding an
was,
instructor that will show up at 6 a.m., never be late, and
right.
is passionate, not just is doing
Yeah.
it because is passionate about it,
Right.
and that's very difficult to find. Very difficult to find.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people that it's like they're on their way somewhere else, or it's a part-time job for them. Or, you know
Yeah,
what I found, Fred? A lot of people have just, I hate to use the word, but shit get in their way and they just
yeah,
can't get out of it. And they're not
yeah,
reliable. I don't think they intend that way, but they get caught up with all the drama in their own life,
yeah,
and it pours over into your business, which you can't let happen, obviously, and it becomes
yeah.
difficult. So is that a problem, like turnover and stuff, or is it more like, oh, I can't keep you because you're not really doing the job that I need you to do?
No, I rarely, if ever, have I hired somebody. I'm very, I'm hard when it comes to that. I'm very difficult to deal with. So if I hire you, you've made
Yeah,
it through the ringer.
you jump through the
So,
hoops.
man, I'm not
Right.
a mean person, but I
No, but you give
expect,
them
I
every
demand.
reason why they shouldn't be working for you, right?
That's right. That's right. So,
Yeah,
and
right.
one of my trainers, Tommy in Montclair, has been with me for almost 20 years.
Oh yeah,
Um,
there you go.
so I usually my instructors usually stay with me for quite a long period of time. And look, everybody's life changed. You have to expect,
Of course.
people, even the best people are gonna go at some point.
Right. Yeah.
I can't buy them a house to get them to stay.
Right. Now,
You know.
Tommy must have started with you in the city, right? Because you said you've only
Yes.
had Montclair for 10 years.
Yeah, he started with me in the city, and then the interesting story about that is he goes, "Hey, Fred, you know what? He was working with me for about 12 years or so.
Mhm.
He goes, Fred, I'm unfortunately I'm not going to be able to keep training here because we're moving out to the suburbs." And I went, "Oh my God, really? Well, like where? Where are you going?" And he goes, It's a place called Montclair." I went, "Get out of here!"
Right. Because you knew
And I
Montclair. Yeah.
Yeah, and at that point, I had exercise machines in storage. I got stories I could tell you, but I had purchased a business like mine in Buffalo,
Okay.
and it was already, in fact, the guy who owned the business had my book, The Slow Burn Fitness Revolution, on
Hmm.
his counter, and he was using my book as a model for his business.
Okay.
And uh, unfortunately, the young guy, handsome, muscular guy, he got Lou Gehrig's disease.
Oh,
Obviously I can't say his name, but
right.
and he so his wife wanted to sell the equipment, and I heard about it, and I said to her, why don't I buy the business
Yeah, but
and
it's in
keep it in
Buffalo.
in his name and keep
Yeah.
in Buffalo. Yeah, in I forget the name of the place in Buffalo, but then 2008 happened, and I was building up the business, and I made a few business mistakes. For example,
Hmm.
when I bought the client list, I never asked, like, if anybody out there is starting to run a business, you want to buy somebody's business,
Right.
when you get the client list, make
Yeah.
sure you contact the clients, let them know what's going on, and find out if they are indeed going to continue.
Right.
After I did that, after I bought the business in Buffalo, and there was about 50 clients. I thought, oh man, we'll open up, we'll be fine, 50, and we'll grow it. You know how many of the clients, the 50 clients, stayed after I purchased the business and unfortunately the guy passed away?
Less.
Zero.
No, none of them. I was gonna say like 20.
Zero.
Wow.
And I sent them personal emails saying, hey, listen, let's pretend the guy's name was Joe.
Okay.
I said, hey, I'm really sorry. I know you love Joe. I know, but the the book that he had on his counter, that's me.
Yeah.
I promise you, the workout you get with me and my instructors will be identical to what Joe gave you. And a lot of the times I get this as a response, yeah, I know, but I love Joe.
People are weird.
So
They're funny. Yeah.
I had to build that business from scratch.
And it's in Buffalo,
And
and you're down here.
yeah, so I would drive and fly back and forth and back and
Oh
forth,
my God.
train people. It was,
Yeah.
it was quite brutal, but I love it. I enjoyed it. Like building a business. It's like, it's good. It feels good. It's not a job. It's like, I love
Right.
it. So, and so we started building it up, and I had like 10 people, then 20 people, 22 people, I think. And then 2008 happened, and it went from 22 to 20 to 19
Yeah.
to
People looking at
12.
money. Right.
And I just read the writing on the wall. Who knew how long it was going to last? I don't know.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I just closed up shop, put everything in storage, and then all the equipment that's in Montclair is what was in Buffalo.
So you had all the equipment there. You just needed
I had
space,
all the equipment
really.
ready to go. Yeah. And
Got it.
Tommy took it over.
I was going to say he probably did. So is he still with you? Still your manager there?
Yep, he is.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. So you have, how many trainers you have in New York?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And then how many in Montclair?
1, 2, 3, 5.
Oh, so it's about the same size in terms of, is it the same in revenue, or is it
It's almost identical in revenue. The one in Montclair is 1,600 square feet.
Okay.
And this here in New York is 1,000 square feet. So the one in Manhattan, in Montclair, is
the rent's lower in Montclair, right?
Higher.
Right? It's higher, but is it higher per square foot or no?
No, it's not higher per square foot, but
right, just a bigger space.
Remember, I started this 25 years ago, so my rent's gone up and up and up. But it's almost identical in both places now. But
yeah, Montclair's hot now, and back then it was just getting going. They were built. That's crazy, the amount of construction in Montclair. You don't recognize it. All the buildings are gone up. Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a 2-minute break just for commercials, and let's come back. We'll talk more about what you're doing, because now you're franchising, you're growing the business, and we'll talk more about that, some obstacles and things you've learned, because franchising is fun, right? Gets crazy. All right, hang in there for a second. Yeah.
I want to tell you about one of our sponsors, Evenue. It's the all-in-one platform for small businesses. So maybe you're getting your calendaring from one software and you're invoicing from another, and you are marketing through another one, running your email system and all those types of things, docu-signing, documents. Evenue is a platform that we use as one of our sponsors to run our entire business. So we take all those tools and it merges them all into one. And there's other features like auto payments and integrations with QuickBooks, social media marketing management, and funnels that'll really allow you to run your whole business. So if you want to learn more about those tools that we use, visit evenue.com, EVONUE.com to learn more. There's also a link in the show notes. And be sure to tell them that the Accidental Entrepreneur referred you. This podcast is brought to you by our affiliate sponsor, iEmployee. iEmployee is a virtual assistant service that hires almost anyone for any role in your company right out of the Philippines. Most roles range from $7 to $9 an hour for highly skilled and experienced VAs. And whether you need an executive assistant, social media manager, video editor, customer service, sales, you name it, they have it. We use iEmployee for our VA services, from editing and promoting the podcast to all the PR and promotion of our law firm. iEmployee acts as a virtual field supervisor on the back end with live video monitoring and reports on a daily basis with screenshots of your VA's workday, and along with complete HR and payroll duties. No more paying for overpriced and underqualified workers. There's a link in the show notes to get a 1-week free trial, and I encourage you to take advantage of it.
All right, Fred, can you hear me with your earbuds? They working?
For some reason, they both won't work, but
you can hear me now, though.
Yeah, I hear you on this one.
Okay,
Fine.
Good. All right, so let's talk more about this, because, I think it's a testament to your success, because, you focused on the business fundamentals and how to grow the business and all that kind of stuff, but you did it out of a passion to be really good at what you do and to do really good things for people. And I think that when it comes down to the ones that I've met, 400 interviews in and 32 years of practice, the ones that are successful, the ones that love what they do, love doing the things for, helping people. They're not focused on, I mean, they're focused on the money, like they know their numbers. I'm sure you do too,
Yeah.
but that's not what's driving them.
No,
That's a reward for what they're focused on, and
that's right.
sometimes business owners just too focused on the number, on the money, like, oh, how can I grow this and make money? So, because you wrote, how long ago did you write the book?
So I wrote my first book, pardon me, The Slow
Yeah.
Burn Fitness Revolution in 2002.
So a while ago.
I'm a co-author. My other authors are the New York Times bestselling authors, Michael and Mary Dan Eads, both physicians.
Okay.
So I co-wrote the book with them.
Okay.
And then my second book, Strong Kids, Healthy Kids, I wrote in 2008. Yeah, during the downturn. But yeah, so
Got it. But your methodology is based on the first book, The Slow Burn Fitness Revolution.
yeah, the methodology is based on the very first book. Yeah.
Yeah. So
which is based on information that has been around since the 1940s.
Yeah. So you didn't really make this up. You kind of brought it all together, did research, improved the technique or however you did it, right?
Right. I popularized it. So like, who was it who said it? Isaac Newton said, if I have thought of anything, if I've created anything, it's because I've stood upon the shoulders of giants.
Right. Yeah. Always say you're successful because you just took something else that somebody said and made it a little bit better, or, interpreted it differently or whatever. But you could have gone down the road of building multiple locations and franchises a long time ago.
I could have, but let's say, for example, if I would have done it, let's say 10 years ago, I wouldn't have Tony Robbins' endorsement.
Right.
I wouldn't have Dr. Max. Like there are a lot of, so, God, there's a lot I could say about that, but yeah, so it's timely now, I think, because everyone, for the past couple of years, all of the research scientists and a lot of researchers come out in the Wall Street Journal. And in fact, there was one that just came out, an article that just came out in Washington Post about how powerful lifting weights, strength training, resistance training really is and what it can really do.
Yeah.
And because I'm 63 years old, opening up new gyms is just a little bit, it's not the way to scale it. The only way to scale this, because I have a system, is to franchise it.
Of course. Yeah, because you don't want to, at your stage of your career, you're a little bit older than me. We don't want to have 50 gyms and then have to manage people and, managers. Let them pay you royalties and you run the system and they can run their own little businesses.
Right. And look how many fitness franchises are very successful. You have, and fitness franchises that honestly, not to denigrate anything, that aren't really all that good, like Orange Theory, Bar Method.
Yeah, right.
They're fine.
Right.
But compared to this, it's not even, it's night and day.
Yeah, night and day. Right. And those are better than just, opening up a crunch or whatever.
For sure.
And it's still not right, of course. Well, you're really at the high level. Okay. So then how did you go down that road? You said, okay, well, let's grow this thing, but maybe franchising makes sense. How'd you go about it? Because I'd like people to hear how you researched it, because you're not.
Well, here's how Sure. So many, many, many years ago, around, I would say about 15 years ago, Michael and Mary Dan Eads, who I co-authored the book with, their son is a lawyer, and he happened to be a business franchise lawyer.
Oh, perfect.
Sorry, not a franchise lawyer, a business lawyer.
Yeah.
And he said, well, if franchise, but there are a lot of problems, a lot of risk, a lot of this, a lot of that. And he kind of talked me out of it. Because I had just opened up the business.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, oh, I got two kids. I got mouths to feed.
Out of it too. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So I didn't understand. I read the book called The E-Myth, which is all about franchising and how in order to have a physics, he said, what's his name?
Michael Gerber.
Michael Gerber.
Yeah.
Michael Gerber said that in order to have a successful franchise, you have to be able to hire the lowest common denominator people.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's not what I don't want that.
Right.
I want the highest common denominator people, right?
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, this is not going to work. And then literally 2 years ago, I had a client come in. He was a business guy, wealthy guy, who was training at a place called The Perfect Workout, owned by my friend Matt Hedman. And it's not a franchise, but he's got many locations. And
It's another one-on-one training.
Another one-on-one training, similar high intensity, just
Got
private training, no group training. And he said to me, Fred, I train at the Perfect Workout in La Jolla, California. It's a great workout. But what he just went through his first workout here. He goes, but what you just did, I didn't even train him. One of my other instructors did. This was so much better. He goes, Fred, you have to franchise this. You're crazy if you don't. And I said, well, a lawyer told me what. And he goes, Fred, no.
Well, that was 15 years ago, though.
Yeah. So he said, no, that's all wrong.
Right.
So he introduced me to a couple of people that he knew that ran franchise companies. He goes, I'm going to introduce you to a big one and a small one.
Good.
So, and I talked to both of them, and we talked afterwards. He says, well, here's the upside and the downside. The upside of the big one is they have a lot more resources, but when you email them or call them, it may take days for them to get back to you.
Right.
Whereas the smaller company has 200 successful, only 200. The other place had, 12,000 or something. Right. 200 successful franchises. But when you email them and you call them, they're going to pick up the phone that day.
Right.
So
and they
you're going
to
be
able franchisees very well too. Yeah.
That's right. So I went with the smaller company, went through the whole process of creating the, which is it's like a living document, as you know, right? The operations
FDD.
manual.
Yeah, operations.
And then the FDD, and got that done. And then, New York State, I didn't know that. So if anybody wants to do a franchise, don't start it in New York State.
Yeah, you have to register and file in every state you're doing business, and New York is difficult. Yeah.
New York is difficult. So it was like, oh, well. So it literally took 4 months for the state of New York to say, okay, you're good.
Just to give you an approval, yeah.
Just to give me an approval. But the nice thing is once you're approved in New York State, you're automatically approved in 12 other states. There are some, but so because New York is so strict, they accept New York.
If New York passed you, we're good. Right.
So, so I went through that process.
Does that include New Jersey, or no? You had to file in New Jersey separately.
No, because I opened up the corporation here in New York.
Got it. Okay.
Right, because the New Jersey location and this location are corporate locations.
So they're not franchises, right?
They're not franchised, so I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So then I went and so I'm all done, and I realize I don't know a damn thing about franchising. Nothing, zero.
Yeah.
I'm clueless.
Because you're going from selling training packages and helping people get in shape, and to selling business.
So I had a lot to learn, and I don't have an MBA. I don't have a business degree. So I had a lot to learn. So I went to, seminars, and I finally went to this one at the Javits Center. It's called the Fitness Expo. It's a big franchise expo. It's a big one. And so I heard this guy by the name of Andrew and Michael Seed, who run a company called Franchise. It'll come to me. And I really liked what they were saying. I was really impressed by what they were saying. So one thing led to another, and I hired their company to help move me through the process.
Yeah, they do the whole thing, soup to nuts, right? Help you through every step.
Right. Even when I get to let's say my 15th franchise, where I could actually start to think about corporate franchising and maybe international franchising, they can take you through that whole process too. So and they're very, very good people, and they're very responsive. I'm very happy because usually you're like biting your nails, like because it's like hiring somebody to create your website and you don't know anything about website creation.
Right.
How do you know they're telling you the truth?
Right. You don't know if it's right or wrong. Right. Of course.
I don't know. Yeah. So he took me step by step, and we created a new website, which has been going very well. I've actually been getting a lot of new clients,
basically, right?
Yeah. So it has a mixture of my corporate and then also the franchise information. So just got launched about a month ago. Okay. So now the next step is to create other marketing materials. I'm going to be going to the Fitness Expo, Franchise Expo.
So you're really just launching, looking for first applicants.
That's where I'm at.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Interesting. So this would be great because we're going to follow your journey a little bit, and maybe in a year or two, if I'm still doing the podcast or whatever, we'll check back in. Yeah. And see how you're doing. I had a woman on the show that has a place called the Juice House, which is in like Garwood, Westfield area, and she's franchised. I think she had 6 or 7 locations. She wasn't franchised then, and she grew, and same thing. It's like,
Yeah.
well, how many locations you want to manage? You don't want to do that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
And the nice thing about this is it actually really works. And
yeah,
it's actually very safe. And it's actually, so what we say to people, like in the book, Jumpstart Your Business Brain, they
yeah,
talk about turning your features into benefits and turn your benefits into overt benefits. But when you announce an overt benefit to potential clients, you
right.
better deliver.
Obviously, right.
Right. So you
Or
can't
fall
make
flat
up
on your face.
stories or you
Yeah.
won't last long.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, the businesses that I've interviewed that have been successful in franchising are the ones that, and you're good at this in terms of customer service, take really good of their franchisees, make sure they communicate with each other, help them along the way. Because that's really what they're coming in
yes.
there for, right? They don't know how to run a bit. They
Right.
may know how to train. They don't know your methodology, but they don't know how to run a business. That's why they do franchising, right?
Right.
So
That's a very good point.
yeah, it's like a business in a box. So,
Mm-hmm.
because I've seen some franchise systems where it's like, I can't believe that they got these people to buy into their system. Like these people the franchisor love do nothing for them. And then I
Yeah.
know ones that I've actually bought franchise locations for clients, right? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking, Fred, how in the world are you going to make money? These guys haven't made anything. And you're like, well, and you know what? They know how to sell and they know how to grow it and they did the right thing. And the franchisor supported them and they're making a mint. And the people they bought from were making nothing because
Yeah.
they weren't doing anything,
Yep.
So yeah,
Yep.
but it's a new world for you now.
Yeah. It's very exciting. And I have mentors, other people that have done this that are helping me. So
Yeah,
that's a nice thing also. When you're in this field, in this world, and you're creating it, ask questions because
yeah,
successful people I have found, and I've heard this from Warren Buffett said this, successful people want to help.
yeah, very
They
much
want to
so.
share their
Yes,
passion and their energy. Don't be
100%.
afraid to ask questions
Right.
to people who are, and surround yourself with people who are smarter than you, better than you, more successful than you. It's,
Right.
that's hang out with those people.
Yeah. Yeah. I always tell young people that if you're getting started in a career or a business or whatever it is, find people in your industry that are more successful and have a cup of coffee with them once a month. Say, hey,
That's right.
I need your help. Can I talk to you? And everybody likes to. I mean, look, there are some jerk offs in the world, but so you throw them out. But for the
Yeah.
most part, I think you're right. My 32 years of experience have told me that people like to help.
Mm-hmm.
They feel good about it. People
Yeah.
help them. And
Yeah,
they remember when they were just getting started,
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Like when someone, on a rare occasion, when someone emails me or calls me and says, "Hey, Fred, I don't know anything about the medics equipment or this," I always respond to them and talk to them, and I don't charge them. I want to help them.
Yeah.
Makes me get off the phone with them, and you feel good.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
That you help somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I know you're pressed for time, and I definitely want to stay in touch, see you're growing. So you got
Okay.
the place in Manhattan, you got the place in Montclair, and
Yes.
as you're getting out there, are you targeting like some states where you want to open the first few franchises, or like what's the
Yeah. Well,
what's
I'd
the
prefer not to
marketing
have to
strategy?
fly and drive to Buffalo anymore.
Right. Yeah. So that's probably a bad idea. If you have to fly, you want it to be a warm climate.
Yeah.
You're
So
looking like you live
I'm
in the Northeast, right? So it's nearby
yeah.
that you can drive there one day in Pennsylvania or whatever, right?
Yeah, like New
Delaware,
Jersey. So it'd be nice
Maryland.
to be in like the Short Hills area,
Yeah.
in the Essex Fells area, Montclair, in that area, or in
South
the
Jersey,
wealthier areas
Monmouth
of
County,
Westchester.
yeah. What about South Jersey, Monmouth County, Rumson area?
Yeah,
There's a lot of places
absolutely.
you can go without really going too far.
No, that would be perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Fred. Well, what's the best way for people to learn about what you're doing, the franchises, learn about you? They can definitely buy the book. We'll put a link in there, The Slow Burn Fitness Revolution,
Okay,
in the show notes. But what's the best way for people to connect with you?
Well, the very best way would be to go to the website, which is slowburnpersonaltraining.com.
Okay.
And that will have all the location information, franchise information. And if anybody wants to email me privately, it's my first initial F as in Frederick, my last name Hahn, Hahn at slowburnfitness.com.
Got it. Okay. Very good. So I can't thank you enough. And
Thank you.
stick around. Let's play the credits. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's play the credits and we'll have a little chat afterward. Can you hang out for a minute?
Good. Sure.
Okay.
In addition to being a podcast host, I'm also a small business attorney, mostly providing legal services in New York and New Jersey. At my firm, we help small businesses, entrepreneurs, family-owned businesses with things like contract drafting, corporate governance, purchases of businesses, sales of businesses, tax planning, real estate, and even estate planning. With over 3 decades of experience, we can handle most transactional issues. So if you're watching the show and you encounter some sort of legal issue, reach out to us. You can connect with us and visit our website, bindhackerlaw.com. There you can read our law blog, Insights legal blog, and you can set up a free consultation. If you want to connect, I'm on all the platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and the others. So as a lawyer, I'm here if you need me. As a podcaster, thanks for tuning into the show and for continuing to support us.